Hello there, Medicine here. Today I have this box opening video and craft project that I want to do. So this is a little bit of a nostalgia factor for me because I am pretty much the exact same age as My Little Ponies, like the OG 1983 My Little Ponies. And I, for my birthday this year, that recently passed, I bought a My Little Pony Stuff and Sew Snuzzle Plush craft kit from Five Below. It was $6, which is funny because it's Five Below, but it was $6. So, interestingly enough, I thought this was going to be like an actual sewing project, like full on, like you're gonna sew this thing craft style. But once I got the box and like really looked at it when I got home, I realized that it's actually much more closer to like what you might do at a Build-A-Bear. So it looks like, just based on the images on the box, you get the plush already pre-assembled and you just stick the stuffing in there and then you stitch up the back and that's it. And you get like a cute little birth certificate that says, "Congratulations, you made it." Should have known because it's ages 6 and up. So, and then if you look in the back, this is what's supposed to be included in the box. An instruction sheet, which is basically the exact same things we just saw. This is the plush. She's a little bit kind of, I don't know, derpy looking stuffing. And this is a plastic needle and like embroidery floss. So, and then the birth certificate. So it's not, definitely not very elaborate. It's not a high-level craft. This is definitely meant to be for like the 6+ crowd. So this is definitely meant to be like your kid craft that you're going to give your kid to make them feel confident about sewing and making their own thing. There's a little My Little Pony badge here. Let's pull that up close. Established in '83. Yep, that's me. MyLittlePony.com. Yeah. Alright, but let's get to it. Oh, okay. That's actually way more stuffing than I thought it was going to be. Wow. That is a lot. Look, that's almost the whole box. That is a lot of stuffing. So we're going to fill this thing up. That's why she's so Looney Tune-ish. If you know, you know. Alright, here's our paperwork. So it's an official on just regular printer paper. It's actually thinner than regular printer paper. It's a very thin piece of paper. Genuine Pony Builder Award. How cute is that? The official My Little Pony birth certificate. This certificate confirms that on today's date, a special pony named Snuzzle was created by Pony Builder's name, signature. So that's cute. And then our instructions, which is on a slightly glossier print, 6+, stuff and sew Snuzzle Pony. Snuzzle is the name of this particular pony, and she was one of the original, I want to say one of the original 83 ponies that they first released. I don't know that I have her in my collection. I also have a very extensive My Little Pony collection. But I haven't looked at that in years, and that's one of my things I want to do this year. Alright, so fill your pony with stuffing by pushing the stuffing through the opening at the back of your pony. Close the opening by using the plastic needle and thread to sew the opening together. Add a knot at the end and seal it shut. Now your pony is complete and you can fill out the birth certificate. Basically what the box says. Basically exactly what it says on the box. Alright, now our pony is stuffed in there. Like just shoved in there. So here's the pony. I do think they could have done a little bit more for her face to make it more the style from the 80s, but to be fair, she does kind of have that style from the OG, like the old school, like the very first release. So let's see. So this is the hole. Oh. That is a very small opening. So they're not giving you much to fill this with. I love that she has her bow. Oh, the original ones did too. It feels really nice, this stuff. It's very soft. The fabric is really soft. Okay. And then, last but not least, are little... I don't know how they think this needle. I thought maybe it would have the holes already punched into it. But I don't see... Look, let's see. Let's look at this together. I don't see the holes punched into this. This is, you know, so I probably will not use this. I'm probably going to use a real needle and thread.
Great Scott! Medicine from the future here, and I have news for you. You can absolutely use the thread that came with this product. There are, in fact, holes in the seam of the My Little Pony. But yes, I just wanted to let you know from the future that there are holes that are the perfect size for the embroidery floss for the My Little Pony, and you can, with your young child, let them sew the pony clothes themselves. It is easier to find once the pony is completely stuffed, and then you can see them. Stay tuned. I must return back to the future. 88 miles per hour. Flux capacitor ready. 1.21 gigawatts.
Alright, well, let me just test it for us to see, because if you're going to do this at home with your kids, you want to make them feel good. Oh my god, look how thick this thing is. This is impossible. You can't use this to... You're going to have a big ol'... I mean, you could push it and force it through, but that's going to leave giant holes. And this is a very dark... I mean, it matches her mane. It's a very good color coordinating with her mane and her tail, so it's not too crazy. We're definitely not going to use that. We're going to use a real needle and thread. That needle, I don't see how that needle would work for this. Oh, soft. This is also very soft. Ew. Also, like, kids have bigger, like, this is a very small opening to be sticking this all through. Oh, there's a big old bird outside. Alright, we are gonna fast forward this for time's sake. So we've already been almost 3 minutes, and we finally have her head mostly full. So this is definitely more of a time-consuming project as far as just stuffing it. But so far I like how it's turning out. I don't know how I'm going to do the sewing. I think I'm going to sew that with my own thing. I don't know. There's got to be a better way to do this. I'm sure maybe people who actually make stuffed animals who sew, maybe you know better. Drop some tips in the comments if you're a sewer, a crafty person, and you know what to do with sewing. I'm using my fingers to push it into the hooves, into the legs, I should say, because it's small enough to where I can do that. Now, you can use a chopstick to do that too. Ooh, that's weird. Okay. You can use like a chopstick or a stick to kind of push it into different places, which I might do once I get it filled a bit more. This feels like, I don't know, mindfulness. I'm getting into the mindfulness of doing this. I feel the texture of the stuffing. This is probably like a polyfiber. Polyfill? My polyfill does not feel this soft though. This is very soft. My little pony, oh. Oh, I don't like that. Ew, I don't like this. What? This should be sewn down like that. That looks weird. Why is it off her head like that? Is this supposed to be like that? Ew, I don't like that. She looks like she's got a mohawk. Why would you do that? That's so strange. Also, I gotta trim this. You see that? There's like this string. I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, sorry. We're not done stuffing. Are we too full? Alright, let's see. Let's give her some squeezes and see how we like that. This foot's very... I need to get more in this foot. Okay, we need to fill in the feet a bit more. I think the head feels pretty good. So let's try to get done. You know what? Let me get a chopstick. I'm gonna fill it in. The feet are a little bit, like this foot's very flat. I can feel, like, you can see that's kind of dented in. I'm gonna get a chopstick to help me push that bit more into those spaces. Oh my gosh, she stands! Cute! Okay, I did not expect her to stand, and she's not even full yet. We don't need a chopstick, we'll use this. So you could use a chopstick. I happen to have one of these, I'm not even sure, what is this? I don't know what this tool is. You can use a pen. It doesn't matter. You just want something that can kind of see how we're just guiding and pushing the stuffing down into her hooves. Make sure all of those are full. Yeah, now you can see there's a lot of space still. I am definitely not a professional. One of the things that I definitely, like I always tell my kid is I am not good at sewing. I have a sewing machine, I have fabric, I have all the things, but I do not for 1 minute pretend to be good at sewing. Okay, so this is how I want it. It's like very firm. It feels like a pillow. Like when you lay your head on a pillow, there's give, but it's like firm. Like it feels like it's solid. This, there's like squishy spots where there's like not firm. That's very deflated. It's like deflated. So I'm gonna move some more stuffing around to get into those corners, to get into the little spot, all the seams, fill it up, fill the legs up really good. I'll check the head again. I think the head's pretty good because I filled that up first. Also, I'm going to point out something. Do you see the difference from this photo? Her legs are like big and wide. These are narrow. Her face is also very frumpy. I'm glad, like, this face is very, very, which I mean, I guess if you fill it even more, it could be, but I'm glad that it doesn't look like that. This is more like a My Little Pony face than that thing. But hey, your 6-year-old wants it to be like a Looney Tune unicorn opera horse. Do it. Go for it. Stuff it. Whoa, that's a lot. Go for it. I will not tell you how to make your plush. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all do it the way that makes you feel good. It's more like a pillow. She's like a little pillow. Like a pillow pal. Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember the Pillow Pals? Are you as old as me? If you're as old as me and you're watching this for the nostalgia and you're like, bro, I'm an 80s kid, 90s kid. Do you remember Pillow Pals? We had some. I had one. I had a Pillow Pal. I loved that thing. It was a bear. It was a bear and he wore flannel. Okay, now, she stands really good. Now, something that you could do, if you want to make this your own, you could do a little heart like they do at Build-A-Bear and put that in here. You could put put some sparkles in there, whatever you want to do to kind of like jazz it up to make it a whole experience. You know, you're going to get your certificate and whatnot. I'm surprised they didn't add that. I mean, that's, I guess maybe because it is a Build-A-Bear thing, they don't want to like cross whatever with Build-A-Bear. But you could put something in here, like a little secret, and hide it in here before you sew it. Okay, let's see. Is your butt full? Is her legs full? We're going to give it a few more pushes, make sure everything is, her head all full. Yeah, that feels pretty solid. I don't feel any like dead space. She does need a little bit more in her stomach. Wow, okay, we're gonna use the whole. Okay, so we're going to use a real needle and thread, and I was going to use this giant one, but I'm not gonna do that. That's unnecessary. So we're gonna thread the needle like so. Alright, so I think I'm going to start up here and work my way here, because then I can hide the stitching in this bow. So I'm going to stick this up under here. There we go. All right. So we're starting off. All right. I don't know how well y'all are going to be able to see this, so I'm going to try my best. This needle is definitely a bit big for this project. Okay. Move her little hair, her weird hair, out of the way. All right, here we go. I am not sure. So I'm not sure. There's a ladder stitch. Great Scott! What is this? There are holes! I must tell myself from the past that there are holes in the My Little Pony that are for the embroidery floss. They're the perfect size. Look, it fits. Time out. I'll be back. Alright, so if you do have a young child, you can use the embroidery thread and needle, safety needle that did come with the pony. There are actual holes. There are actual holes in the sides here that you can use to close this pony up. I couldn't see those because they're folded under, and you can't see it until you look, see? Until you actually get it nice and full and it's stretched out the fabric some. So now that's very visible, it's very easy to tell. I'm still gonna stitch it with a regular needle and thread because I want this to last a little bit more and be a bit sturdier. But if you are doing this with your child who is 6+ years old, as recommended on the box, you can use the safety thread, safety needle and thread to do it, and it will work. I would, I would come back and add your own little stitch to it later on. Alright, I do feel like I think I'm doing pretty good on this. This is called I think this is called a ladder stitch. You're supposed to be able to pull it. Oh, hey, check that out. I don't even know if you saw all that. Look. That looks super cool. I did it. The ladder stitch. Cool. And then I'm going to tie this off here at the butt. So we're going to swing this through, give it a little bit of a I'm going to snip this. There we go. I like that. Okay. Well, there she is. I don't know. I think it turned out pretty good. Okay, all things considered, for $6, it's a pony. It's a My Little Pony. It's cute. Here, I'll show you from this side too. The bow's a little bit flattened, but you know, I guess you could have ironed that out on your own. It's also kind of crooked. It's like off to the side there. And it's not on the tail, it's like on her back. So it's like in the middle of her back here instead of on the tail. It's supposed to be like right there on the tail. But I mean, you know, splitting hairs. I don't like this. I'm not a fan of whatever this is. Whatever the horse has a ponytail. Maybe she's a Rumi style. She's got a Rumi braid. Alright, she's got a K-pop Demon Hunter Rumi braid. Oh, you can see the stuffing sticking out. It's very soft. It's got like a microfiber kind of feel, but like baby soft. Like if you get those like baby pillows that are super soft, but like short fur, short hair. So it's a very short fiber, but very soft plush. So the fabric itself feels really nice. I do like the details on the eyes. I think they're a lot smaller than in the picture, in the product image. But to me, they look My Little Pony size. The product image is very bloated. See how it's very bloated and round? Even the legs are very bloated, but the actual is very streamlined. It's very small. Even when we stuffed it, there's no way this could be fat and bloated. Like the image here, the feet are wider at the bottom, and these are not. They're the same the whole way through. This kind of gives me like old school Winnie the Pooh, like Eeyore kind of a feel, like old school. The ears are also, look, the ears are a little bit off-centered. The eyes are off-center. She's a little bit, I don't know, frumpy. But yeah, so this is look how big that tail is. Are you supposed to stuff the tail? Were you supposed to stuff this? No, this is sewn shut. This tail, see here, the picture looks like the tail is also stuffed, but this was sewn shut. That's completely sewn shut. Yeah, this is shut. There's no way you can stuff this tail. But that tail and that mane is stuffed as well. Look, that mane looks totally different. It goes all the way down here, and it's stuffed and attached to her. And this one is sticking straight up. This, like, there was no way to, no, this is sewn shut at here. This feels like it might even have some. No, it's empty. Oh my gosh, now I wonder if you're supposed to, like, fill that. No, it's definitely, it is sewn shut here at the seam. So you cannot fill the mane in this. That might have made a difference though, if this was filled. Would it have rested on her head more? No. I think this, I don't know. That's so strange. And this curls up. Well, that curls up too, but not like. So the picture is definitely not the same as the end result. So, not the same as the end result. There's definitely some very big differences. But for $6 and a craft that is easy to do with your child, because it's super simple. I mean, you just shove the stuffing in there and close it with a safety needle. The holes are already there. You don't even have to do everything that I did. And I took my time and really stuffed it full. So this thing is really nice and plump. Not as plump as her, but it's definitely, I don't know, I really think it's cute. I think it's fun. Overall, if I was gonna rate it out of 10, I would probably give it an 8.5. Maybe a 9. If you're doing it for your child, definitely would be a higher rating. Because this is very child friendly. I feel like this is very child friendly. I think they will be super happy with it. But I think it fits the My Little Pony brand. I feel like as a collector myself, I'm very happy with it. I think it's cute. Now, if you were doing this for your collection and you're like very serious, I don't know. Because it doesn't match the actual product image on the box, I feel like that definitely knocks some points off. Because I was expecting this like very round, plump kind of like very, almost like chibi style pony. And this came out more similar to the actual like toys. But overall, I'm happy. I think I like it. It was a fun project. It took a little bit longer than I expected to get all the stuffing in there. While I was doing it, I wasn't comparing to this picture at all. I was just doing the project itself and enjoying that. But it did take a long time. So this is definitely like, give yourself half an hour to an hour to set aside the time to do this. Like really take your time with it, especially if you're doing it with young kids. And find a tool, a chopstick, a pencil, a pen with a cap on, you know, whatever to get it really deep into those, you know, spots. And who knows, if you've done the project, send me a video or a picture of your final results. I'm curious to see if these ponies look different. I'm curious to see because I don't know who did this one. Where does this one come from? Where is this one? I mean, like, box image, final product are not, they're not matching here. So, take that as you will. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little blast from the past and nostalgia for those of us from the 80s. My Little Pony, My Little Pony, oh. Yeah. All right. Take care. See you soon. Bye. My Little Pony, My Little Pony. Do 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 do. My Little Pony, My Little Pony. La 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 la. Do do do.